Welcome to the Velvet Story, where emotions speak louder than words and every heartbeat tells a tale. Today, we dive into chapter 37 of Pretend, a story of unspoken desires, lingering glances, and a love too bold to hide. Let the story unfold. The entire day passed just like that. Geet felt a change within her. She now knew what she craved, and from whom she could get it. Though she continued working, her mind and heart kept drifting to Man. What was he doing? Was he thinking of her like she was thinking of him? Did his eyes and heart reveal the truth? Or was she only imagining it? No, his eyes wouldn't lie, not this time. He might have flirted before, but today, his eyes showed how serious he was. Geet kept calculating, trying to arrive at some conclusion, but the virus named Man didn't let her. Thinking about me? Man asked, walking into her cabin. What are you doing here? Geet asked, quickly hiding the papers on which she had been calculating silly things, like how much he loved her. Did he want an affair, affection, friendship, enmity, or marriage? Strangely, these silly games made her happy, especially since today, her results showed 100% love. Oh, that hurts, Geet, he said dramatically, placing his hand over his heart. I didn't mean to hurt you, Man, she replied honestly, stepping closer. I'm just a little surprised. Surprised, not shocked. Good progress, Geet. I think I'm on the right path, Man smirked. Realizing what she just said, Geet glared at him. What do you want, Man? She asked. I already told you what I want. Her cheeks turned a deeper shade of red with each passing second. Man, this is my office. Please follow office etiquette. I'm your husband, Geet, not just some boyfriend who has to sneak in to talk romantic, he replied with one of his killer smirks. Do you have some actual work, Man? She tried to sound irritated, but failed miserably. Okay, fine. I came to fulfill my promise. No one else is in the room now, and no one will come in. He bolted the door. So I can kiss you, he said, and though she wasn't shocked, she shivered in anticipation. Man took slow, steady steps toward her. Geet instinctively stepped back, not out of fear, but out of shyness. I wouldn't have believed it if someone told me that the wildcat Geet is scared of me, he teased. I'm not, she insisted, trying to dodge him. But Man anticipated her move and blocked her path, caging her in his warm, welcoming arms. Geet, I'm done playing hide and seek. We're mature enough to decide what we want. I've been waiting for some kind of positive sign from you, he whispered, his nose brushing against her cheek. Man, she moaned softly at his touch. His smile widened hearing his name like that. Man took her lips in his, savoring the same taste he once did at the party. Back then, she resisted, but today, her hands found their place in his hair, pulling him closer. Her actions told a different story now. Time seemed to freeze in her office as they got lost in each other. Tring tring. Geet's phone rang, jolting her back to reality. What the hell, Geet? What are you thinking? She scolded herself. You're not only daydreaming about him, but letting him kiss you. You want the same thing, her craving heart replied. She ignored the call, rushed to the washroom, and splashed cold water on her face, trying to reduce the redness of her cheeks. After drying her face, she checked the caller ID, and if her face was red before, it turned scarlet now. The phone rang again. Her heart pounded, and a beautiful smile appeared on her lips. Pick up the phone, she whispered to herself. Hello, she said in the softest voice. Hai mein mar jawan, Man exclaimed dramatically. Geet could practically imagine his antics and her smile grew wider. Geet, if you keep answering my calls in such a sweet tone, how can I stay away from your face and those lips that wished me? His mention of her lips made her mind drift again, back to their kiss. No answer? That means you're thinking about US ahaha, ahan, Man teased in a sing-song voice. Geet closed her eyes in frustration. She couldn't form any words. Man, please tell me you have a valid reason for this call, she managed to say. Of course I do, otherwise, I wouldn't have interrupted your love daydreaming about us. He chuckled. Man, Geet nearly had a heart attack. I'm not the pervert here. You are the one imagining that during office hours, she accused. I don't think there's anything wrong in imagining such things when the girl is your wife. Why did you call me, man? Ma'am, please report to Abhi's school. Why? Short-term memory loss? His teacher asked us to come this morning. When did you tell me that? Oops, maybe I have short-term memory loss too. Now I understand why we're perfect for each other. 36 out of 36 qualities match. So you're a priest now too? Geet teased. I'll be anything you want me to be. See you soon, Geet said, smiling. Later that evening, Geet nervously picked up her phone, biting her lip. She knew Meera might kill her. She just hoped Meera liked Dev. She started, only to be cut off by Meera's annoyed voice. What is this, Geet? I trusted you so much and you cheated me. I'm so sorry, Meera. But Dev's a nice guy, and he really wanted to meet you. What about me, Geet? It's not that your opinion doesn't matter. But you never go out when people ask. So I thought maybe if I set something up, you'd at least get a chance to meet him. Geet, you should have asked me. Do you know I'm dressed casually on my first date? Simplicity is beautiful. Wait, what? You're not mad anymore? I am, but, you do like him. I need time. You scared me. Okay, talk to you soon. Scene shift. Why are your lips so red? Man teased her, but couldn't hide the jealousy in his voice. Geet wanted to smack him. What had gotten into him? Every time he met her, he had something to say about her lips. And now, after conquering her heart, he seemed to be taking over her mind too, corrupting it with every passing second. Don't blame him, you're at fault too, her inner voice whispered. She hated her inner voice, always right, and always annoying. Nothing, Geet replied, trying to escape. Geet, it looks like you kissed someone. Wildly, Man teased again. Wild? Again with the wild? I chewed my lips, Geet replied, and Man instantly pinned her against the wall. Ah, Man, Geet gasped. Don't take away my job, Geet. Let me be the one to please you, Man said sensually, his voice thick with desire. Geet wanted to speak, but her thoughts were too fogged. It's not your job, she stammered. Then whose job is it? He asked, stepping dangerously close. Geet looked into his eyes and saw no teasing or flirtation. Only pure adoration. Geet, I want to taste you. Your cherry-colored cheeks are driving me crazy. And your already rosy lips? They're begging to be claimed, he whispered, closing his eyes in frustration. Where she got the courage from, Geet didn't know, but she leaned in and softly touched her lips to his. A diamond moment indeed. Man claimed her lips without hesitation. But before the kiss could deepen into something more passionate, Bhai, Bhabhi, Dadi Ma, Annie's voice interrupted. What happened, Annie? Geet asked, startled. She fainted. Annie exclaimed. Scene shift. The doctor is out of station, Amar said. We need to take her to the hospital, Man responded immediately. I'll call them, Amar said. Rocky, bring Meera from Alexander's right away, in 15 minutes, Geet instructed. Within minutes, Meera arrived with her medical kit. She's diabetic, Meera confirmed. Yes, doctor, everyone replied. Did she eat something sweet today? No, doctor, Prema and Nakul answered. That can't be, her sugar spiked. She must have had something, Meera said while preparing an injection. Mia, I'm so sorry, Geet said guiltily. Geet, my duty always comes first, Meera replied professionally. She's right, and she just saved Dadi Ma, Dev added. Everyone stepped out of the room. When will she regain consciousness? Geet asked. In a little while, Meera said. Geet looked at Rocky, who stood there in pants and a vest. Guilt washed over her again. He always responded instantly to her calls, without complaint. Rocky, I'm really sorry, Geet said. Ma'am, please, if God grants me strength, I'll serve you until my last breath. Tears welled up in her eyes. Thank you, please, go. I'll drop Dr. Meera first. No need. You go straight home. Meera will stay here with me. She's waking up, Amar said from inside. How are you feeling now? Meera asked. Better. What did you eat? Choco lava cake. Dadi Ma replied. What? Everyone exclaimed. Just a little bit. Because of me, you fainted. Geet said, horrified. Geet, did you feed me that cake? No, I ate it on my own. And I forgot to take my medicine. That's why I fainted, not because of you, Dadi reassured her. Mom, you have to be more careful. Thank you, Dr. Meera, Amar said. It's my duty, Mr. Khurana, Meera replied. Geet, I'll take my leave now. Stay the night, Meera. I'll prepare a room for the doctor, Dev offered. Everyone smirked at Dev's eagerness. Okay, they all agreed. Scene shift. Rosie's put Abhi to sleep. I'll stay with Dadi Ma, Geet said. Mama, Abhi wants to sleep with Big Daddy. Dadi Ma isn't feeling well today. You'll stay with her tomorrow. Okay, I want to stay with Abhi. Come here, son, Dadi Ma said softly. But you're not well, Geet. It was a small incident. I'm fine now, don't treat me like a patient. You don't have to stay, Geet, Amar added. Don't worry, I'm here too. You all go and rest, Man said. Okay, but, Prima, they're right. Let's go, Amar said. Abhi lay down beside Dadi Ma. Man sat on one side, and Geet on the edge of the bed. You have a fever? Abhi asked in his childlike tone. No, beta, I'm fine. Yes, Abhi. Meera auntie gave her medicine. Big Daddy, go to sleep. But I'm not sleepy. I'll tell a story. Really? Please start. Once, in a big garden, there was a lion. A lion in a garden? Geet interrupted. Geet, let him speak. Don't interrupt, Man said. Carry on, baby. Yes, Mama. Don't disturb. There was a big giraffe, a big elephant, a big cow, a big dog, cats and... Anything left? Geet muttered. Man and Dadi Ma glared at her. Then what happened, Abhi? Man encouraged him. Mama, what happened next? It's your story, baby. How would I know? Geet smiled. Abhi looked confused. Then everyone said they wanted to play, Man suggested. Yes, Dada. And they played hide and seek. Geet smiled. She heard his incomplete stories every day, but today, watching Man and Dadi enjoy it warmed her heart. Soon, Abhi fell asleep beside Dadi Ma. Man checked her vitals, everything was normal. I'm fine. You both should go rest, Dadi Ma whispered. No, Dadi Ma, we're staying here, Geet insisted. Later, Dadi Ma fell asleep due to the medication. Man laid his head on the edge of the bed. Geet, watching over both of them, also drifted off to sleep, comforted that all was well. Thank you for listening to chapter 37 of Pretend, here on the Velvet Story. In a world where hearts speak louder than words, every stolen glance and whispered promise leaves a lasting mark. Join us next time as love deepens, bonds are tested, and emotions bloom in unexpected ways. Until then, stay enchanted, and let the velvet of stories wrap you in warmth.